You're probably wondering what I'm doing here and why there's this random intermission. I would like to mention, as of working on the script for Kaiju Princess 2, they announced a DLC update on Twitter with new content, and I only just recently finished this game. I'm not reviewing this part. I'm not going back and doing it again. I don't have it in me. The game's good. I like the game. Not playing it again. Hi, it's me again, your Necropolitan cat girl. 100% not fox. Definitely cat. Just making sure you guys are aware of that. Can you believe that my first H-game review was the original Kaiju Princess? I was such a baby then. I've grown up. I'm a big girl now. It was one of my favorite H-games available on Steam at the time, and the fact they've released 2 more since then? Guys, I'm eating so well right now. I clocked in about an hour and a bit a day of this game once I got started, as I do believe games like this are things you play in small bursts, otherwise you'll burn out in the game pretty quickly. If you would like to see me play those small bursts though, I recorded all of my gameplay of Kaiju Princess 2 as well as other games I've played and uploaded them to, some other sites, if you're interested in watching. I also have the uncensored version of this video over there too, so you can all enjoy the good stuff without YouTube TOS breathing down my neck. Anyway, on with the show. This game is such a glow up compared to the last game, and the first game was incredibly successful, so knowing they not only made a sequel, but another game alongside it, which I will be playing, don't worry, I wasn't aware of it at first, just shows how much they want this series to take off as a whole. I went into this thinking that the Kaiju Princess herself in this game would be the only one that was animated, just like the first one, but I was delightfully wrong about that assumption, as there were multiple girls in this game with multiple scenes. Not only did we get one live 2D animated girl, but a whole harem of them. Nyan, my beloved. I honestly want the developers behind Kaiju Princess to make their own version of Necropara or something, because that market feels like it's been dry for way too long, and I feel they could bring something really interesting to the table with multiple monster girls rather than just all cat girls. Don't think I'm dissing Necropara though. That game changed my brain chemistry growing up. I love me some cat girls. No bias whatsoever. I'd honestly make a cafe diner builder game where you have to make your own restaurant type thing, and they could utilize the chibi art style they have for the story progression gameplay in the Kaiju series as the sprites or models, for serving customers, etc. Just leaving the visual novel aspects of things to when you reach certain achievements and goals. And I know I'm going off on a tangent. I'm just really sad there's been no new Necropara stuff in a long time, and I'm hanging by a thread here. And I do know, this happened while I, no, you know what? No, this happened after I finished writing this script. They announced, some new gacha game. It disappeared, for years, and then all of a sudden it's back now. So if what I'm describing ends up being in that game, I'll scream. Sorry for getting sidetracked. I'll get back to the main point. Kaiju Princess 2 is really good. I didn't expect much going into this, as mentioned before, thinking it would be just the same and or similar to the original game, but there is just so much more content and game mechanics than before. Don't think it's overwhelming though. As someone that gets choice paralysis when a game gives me too many options, this game did not elicit that at all. At first, all the instructions that popped up stressed me out a little bit, but it was just a matter of playing the game to realize it really wasn't as complicated as it seems. The last game, you just buy items that improve your stats or give you a boost in the bedroom when performing actions, but the best part, besides the scene with the new girl, is actually the writing of the story. It's not super crazy in depth, but it's very well written, and all the characters are very fleshed out, even if they are just side characters. I should probably tell you about all the characters before I dive too deep, so I'll do that now. Throughout the game, you get to hook up with a total of 5 characters. A cat girl that isn't really a cat girl, but an alien that pretends to be one named Nyan. She's the merchant of the game and probably my favorite out of all the girls. A magician named Yagi. She's kind of like the Himidari of the group and the one I wanted to correct the most out of the entire game. Especially so since she's like the individual you spend most of the game trying to hunt down for framing you and transporting illegal ingredients. A pirate named Georgie, the Gara girl, who you think I would like her a whole lot, but her color palette is so damn trash and like harsh on the eyes, it completely turned me off of her as like a whole. I don't even remember paying attention to her part of the story, so I do apologize in advance for that. An android called Type V, which reminds me a lot of V13 from BlazBlue for some reason, that spends her time hunting you and your main squeeze down for the crimes you've been framed for until you flip her switch and turn her into a sex bot. And the main girl, the Kaiju princess of the game herself, Pochi. Don't worry, we gave her that name. It's technically her real name, but we'll leave that for later in the video because it's technically spoilers. Focusing on Pochi, I will be honest here, I didn't really like her character at all in the beginning. She really grated on me, and I felt like she was a complete 180 on purpose to contrast the original Kaiju princess girl, like Zhao. Like, not a lot of energy to like way too much energy. Even Chef, the self-insert you play as, doesn't like Pochi at all that much, especially in the beginning. Granted, I understand Pochi is literally dog-coded, considering she's a giant space wolf and all, so it makes sense when you think about it in comparison to the entire game. But in the beginning, without really putting two and two together, it was just annoying. I'm also not really a fan of her personality type either when it comes to anime tropes, so I guess that's also a me thing, but I know a lot of other people like that though, and she was cute. Chef is also written to find her annoying, nosy, and a struggle to deal with, and, you know, just an overall nuisance to his existence. Only having her stick around because she's useful to helping him survive, collect ingredients from other planets, and clear his own name. At first, her personality only feels like it's about food and wanting to eat, and it drove me up the frickin' wall. But then, as I kept playing, and my resentment for her didn't change, I realized, wait, I'm supposed to not like her. I'm Chef. Chef finds her extremely annoying. They haven't written a bad character. They've written her perfectly. We're supposed to feel exactly the same way Chef does in the beginning. We're supposed to slowly become closer to her as her personality develops and she becomes more fleshed out. Fuck, the character writing for this game is really good. And now I love Pochi, but not the way the devs wanted me to, but because I like her character and she's literally written in a way that makes her feel more realistic from the perspective of the guy you play as, and her background is really tragic, and she's just a BB girl. Ah! Still would trade her for Nyan or Yagi any day though. Sorry, Pochi. I hope this makes those who like Pochi to understand what type of anime girls I like and understand that I'm not a pink space dog hater. I just have a thing in my primordial monkey brain for correcting the stuck-up himedare types and the sassy cat girls. Please don't hold that against me. In general though, the dynamic between Pochi and Chef is really fun. He's just done with everything and wants to get straight to the point, whilst Pochi is literally so dog-coded she just wants to have fun but not upset Chef at the same time. I do love the fact that Chef isn't like, oh my god, boobies, or is super shy and nervous like other H-game pro tags. It's really refreshing, honestly. They're both just using each other as a means to an end, but over time, a genuine relationship begins to build. Kinda a slow burn as Pochi learns to understand Chef and herself more and more. She's also very territorial. I guess I can talk a bit about the gameplay now that I've gotten the rest out of the way. As I mentioned before, you have to collect ingredients from different planets, and to do that, you gotta send Pochi to eradicate the local population and turn them into human-grade dog food. You're not called Chef for nothing. However, Pochi only has so much stamina to be able to execute specific tasks, so you usually need to make sure she's well fed before every mission. There are also branching pathways that can use up more or less stamina depending on the choices you make, and if you make too many wrong ones, Pochi will just pass out and you'll need to retreat. You'll also need to keep an eye on your AP or action points, so you don't waste them on things or use them up when you can put them towards other aspects of the game to further your progress. Anything you do will use these points to various degrees. It's not really bad to have this happen, but it does make her more unhappy, and I found it easier to avoid failing a mission with Pochi altogether than just running the risk. So always having her well fed helps with that. Although there are other ways of increasing her stamina. This is the part you've all been waiting for, the H gameplay. In these portions of the game, you can share some intimate time with Pochi, where you are given 5 bars on the side here. The 5 pillars, if you will. M pleasure, B pleasure, C pleasure, V pleasure, and surprisingly enough, A pleasure. I don't think I need to tell you guys what all those are supposed to be. If you're able to max these out during H time, especially at the same time, you can max out yourself, plus just lasting longer in H time in general, then you can achieve higher stat boosts to Pochi Q. This is genuinely helpful when it comes to lasting throughout missions and beating bosses, so it's not just something fun you can do, it's directly connected to the gameplay, and there are story reasons for it too, but I'll let Pochi Q explain that when you play the game. There is an in-game store that you can buy things from to make maxing out the bars in the top left significantly easier, as well as general items to increase your own stamina. Smart is not an option. No. Note that having fun with Pochi will increase her happiness, but you can do that outside of H time as well. Kind of like, you know, mini H scenes that involve giving her pats, talking to her, touching her. You know, normal stuff. One of my personal favorite things about the H time in this game is that the outfits aren't locked to arbitrary goals you can miss like in the first Kaiju Princess. Instead, they're story-based, so the more you progress, the more outfits you get. All the outfits also come with their own special H scenes outside of H time, and they're all really cute. I'm personally a sucker for the nun in the wedding outfit. I probably use the nun one the most throughout the entire game, especially with the short hair, because his short hair is just so cute. I should add, in addition to all of this, these H scenes don't just unlock you a new outfit, but new positions as well. I was actually genuinely flabbergasted by this, since it's something I really like in H games, being able to like change the position you're doing the girls to, you know, keep it interesting and prevent it from getting stale. Like, you can take the clothes off, or at least parts of the outfit in most games, but it adds so much more just simply having a different angle of what you're doing. I like the missionary and the doggy style the most out of the choices, just got a cowgirl enjoyably. Nothing wrong with it, just not my preferred animation. Also because, like, the later ones give you the option to use more toys instead of just, like, the basic stuff. And to answer your question now, yes, the egg can go in the ass. Oh my god, you can. Oh my god. Oh my god. I was complaining at one point that there weren't any toys for A pleasure, only to realize there was one, but I just never tried it on Pochi. I will say, as nice as the H scenes are, the H scenes of the story stuff are really nice. Like, there are so many. We have been spoiled. The devs of this game went above and beyond with the choices that we get. And there are, like, even some nice scenes near the end where Pochi gets jealous of the attention some of the other girls get and joins in with them. Is she gonna slap her on the ass? She did! I would have liked more scenes with Nyan, but I guess beggars can't be choosers. Plus, what we did get was really nice. Side note, the character designs for this one are absolutely phenomenal, minus Georgie. I love that Nyan looks like someone that could be from an Atlia series. I hope I said that right. Plus, her color palette and pose really show off her attitude and personality. Her whole outfit just feels like she's an adventurer herself, collecting ingredients and other miscellaneous things for her business. Literally a traveling trader. The soft blues of her jacket make it so you don't spend too long looking at her body, and the red underhood actually helps bring your eyes back up towards her face. Even if she has a more simple design if you ignore her outfit, the way the deeper and more bold colors are, like, around her face helps keep focus on it, and it's just really nice. This goes doubly so for Yagi. Her entire outfit screams magician or something of the sort, especially with how it makes her look like she's high class at the same time, giving you a very straightforward idea of what her personality is like even before she opens her mouth. Plus, the colors used typically wouldn't go well together on her outfit, but because she has orange colored hair, it helps balance it out by having a lighter in-between color that complements the reds and deep blues that they used. Her design is just really pretty and I love it so much. Type V's design gives me Hyperdimension Neptunia vibes, but doesn't go as crazy as those girls. At first glance, I thought I wanted her to look a little bit more unique, but then I realized she's supposed to kind of look bland in a way because she's just another android of her make and model that's used to enforce the law. It does have versions or variations too, depending on her power level. However, the design she does have is incredibly enjoyable, even if it isn't as flashy as the others. It kind of just gets the job done. Pochi's design is also really solid, reflecting her kaiju form perfectly and some very specific story things later on as well. I did realize after the fact that the reason it's so intense is because her personality is so intense as well. And like, I know I keep saying as well, but it kind of clicked, you know? I love the outfit she's given too. Like, all of them are really nice. My least favorite, however, is probably the swimsuit, just because the fluorescent pink jacket is a bit much for my eyes. I don't have much to say about her since she's just pretty in general. The solid design and gets across that this girl isn't quite normal. However, I hate Georgie's outfit. Whoever designed this did not choose their color palette wisely, as the navy colors with the bright pinks and purples. Especially the more cool yellow she has in her hair is bloody awful. She's the Gaia of the group, and I know that she's supposed to have a lot going on, but they literally could have gone with a warm yellow in her design and chosen something other than navy blue or any of the cool colors in general for the body of her outfit, and it would have like been a lot better. I understand that she was sailor in navy and navy blue. Yeah, it's funny how I pun. It's not good. Her entire design felt like an eyesore to me, and would have just been way better with like a palette swap. I'm losing the ability to speak. I'm so frustrated over this. It's like when you're playing a fighting game and the color swap for the character you're playing as is better than its base design. It's a shame too, because I usually love Gaia characters, but like she just didn't cut it. She didn't meet the cut. I didn't like it. Fix it, please. When it comes to the voice acting in this game, I personally played the entire game through with the Japanese voice actors. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the Chinese voice actors, and their performance is really good. I just forgot to check for language options in the beginning, and I only went back after I finished the game. I think if you did a casual playthrough of this game, it wouldn't take you too long to finish. There's a good amount of gameplay and things you can do. As some of you know, I like to min-max stats, so without realizing I managed to get all the achievements in the game. There is a lot of dialogue, and I listened to most of the main stuff, but I didn't pay attention to the food dialogue after a while. It's literally flavor text, and I just didn't find it interesting enough to pay attention to. But for the dialogue I did pay attention to, it was really well written. I'm just impatient. I have plot armor. I'll live. Overall, I would highly recommend getting this game, especially if you want something a bit different from your typical like visual novel or never got the chance to play the first Kaiju Princess. No need to play any of like the other games either before this one, at least from what I'm aware of. They're all separate stories with just cameos relating to the Kaiju Princesses together. That does bring me to the end of my review of Kaiju Princess 2. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I love being able to do this kind of stuff on YouTube, and that site some of you are watching on right now, possibly. If you want to watch me when I'm live, you can come check me out on Twitch, because yeah, guess what? I'm a streamer. And I actually dual stream now on YouTube too, if you're interested in that. I like to play games and yap for way too long about random stuff, so if you're interested, then Yappy Season, I would love to see you there. Bye!